Well, hi, team. I'm Fitz Koehler, your noisy and bossy fitness pro from fitzness.com, and welcome to the Fitzness Show. This episode is just a poke. That's right, a teeny tiny little poke in your chest to get you do better and be better. Today, we're talking about electrolyte beverages, when you need them, when you don't. And so, electrolyte beverages were invented by Dr. Cade at the University of Florida in 1960 something. He was working with the Gator football team, which was suffering the consequences of the Florida heat. And so obviously all the collegiate football teams training in the summer nationwide were struggling, but we have a very unique version of heat here in Florida within the high temps and the high humidity. So that means our players constantly puking, cramping, maybe passing out, heat exhaustion, not a good thing. And so Dr. Cade created an electrolyte beverage that had yet to be named, and he was feeding it to the second stringers. Dr. Cade was a kidney specialist. He was providing the beverages to the second stringers. That's water, sodium, potassium in the original version. And they were doing so much better than the starters. And he thought, aha, there's something to this. And then he provided it to our entire team. And the Florida Gators soared. And that was the invention of Gatorade. That's right. Everybody's favorite electrolyte beverage. In fact, it has been and always probably will be the number one electrolyte beverage in the world. I mean, Florida Gators, chomp, chomp, right? Every time you have a sip, you have to chomp. But there's some beauty to that. Electrolyte beverages are replacing nutrients lost due to heat or exercise. And so, a brilliant move that has benefited so many of us, especially athletes around the globe. When to use it? If you are going to do more than an hour of cardiovascular exercise indoors, I say electrolyte beverages. Of course, Gatorade, Chomp Chomp, but there are other brands that'll do the job. Fine. We'll talk about Powerade or whatever else is out there, Body Armor, etc. But if you are exercising vigorously indoors for more than an hour, or in a cool climate, I should say, then it's time to bring in electrolyte beverages. Do you need them during your 45 minutes of Zumba? No. And why? Well, if you have been eating nutritiously throughout the day and hydrating properly, you're probably not losing enough sweat indoors doing your regular, even vigorous cardio activity to require an electrolyte beverage, especially one that's filled with sugar. And so we're weighing the good and the bad. Is it necessary? That's what we're leaning towards. Is it necessary for you to have it? If you're doing Zumba, no, unless you've got some real deficiencies. No, but if you go out for a 4 to 6 mile run, or you're running for an hour or more, or you're exercising vigorously in the heat for any amount of time, then yes, an electrolyte beverage can be a good choice for you. Now, if you're not drinking an electrolyte beverage, then water, absolutely water, no matter what, right? If you are exercising, doing any sort of exercise, you should always have water with you. That's exercise support number one, because dehydration is probably the number one enemy of exercisers. So, yeah, dehydration is a self-inflicted wound. Water with you at all times, whether you're doing cold yoga or hot yoga, Pilates, strength training, Zumba, running on the treadmill for 30 minutes. Yes, water all the time. But when do we make the step to electrolyte beverages? I say an hour or more of vigorous cardio in the cool temperature, or anytime you're doing vigorous cardio in the heat. In hot temps where you're going to be sweating profusely, absolutely. And here's an alternative. If you have 0-calorie or low-calorie electrolyte beverages, then sure, go ahead and have them during your Zumba class or your walk in the park in the morning. I just don't want electrolyte beverages to become a crutch for you. Some people think, well, I'm exercising, I'm going to have a big bottle of Gatorade again and again and again, and then they're gaining weight because they're not calculating the calories drank during electrolyte beverages. So electrolyte beverages are powerful and important and necessary in certain circumstances, but not all circumstances. They are certainly not to be consumed recklessly because they're just magically all good. No, they traditionally come in a bottle filled with water and then sugar. And then some have dyes and things like that you may or may not be interested in consuming. So again, if you're having full regular Gatorade or electrolyte beverage that's full of sugar, full of calories. And hey, the sugar is providing carbohydrates, and that's good energy if you're doing the work I described earlier. If you're not, then take that low or no calorie electrolyte beverage along with water. Also, they are excellent choices when you are dehydrated from vomiting or diarrhea. If you are dehydrated from sickness, then yeah, get yourself some Gatorade. I remember as a kid, it was a green Gatorade I always got when I was sick. And so now I still reserve green Gatorade for only lemon lime when I'm sick. When I'm healthy, exercising, I want fruit punch or the ice blue or glacier blue, whatever it's called. There's a bunch of really great flavors. So they're fun to drink and certainly very useful. And boy, do I use them. I just use them judiciously and at the right time. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that answered your questions. If not, send me your questions. Go to Instagram or fitzness.com and say, Fitz, tell me more. Just leave me a question. Once again, whenever you drink Gatorade, if that's your electrolyte beverage of choice, big arms, right over left, chomp, chomp, say, go Gators. Get to work. I love you. Bye. Mwah.